think the biggest thing that becoming a pilot has taught me about myself is that even the things that don't come easy can be learned. That it's time on task, it's perseverance. I'm Sarah McNary. I'm a pilot, I'm a camper, and I quilt.
Havasu traffic, Cessna 4893 Golf, taxi midfield hangars, runway 14, Havasu.
And so when I was first doing my solo flight, it's required, for flying that you have 10 hours of solo flight at a minimum. I had to go up by myself. I was petrified. And so to try and humanize my experience and connect better with my plane, I named her Matilda. She became my companion, my helper in that flight.
Cessna 4893 Golf, taking me out to
Some people, they're just terrifically brave. They grab hold of the long arm machine and they just start sewing. And that wasn't me. I was so intimidated, I just couldn't start. And I went to my guild meeting and I mentioned to a woman, just in passing, kind of making fun of myself, to say, yeah, I've spent all this money on this long arm sewing machine, but I haven't done anything. And she said, well, I'd be happy to show you. And so I had this woman come, and so she taught me. That was the liftoff I needed. And that just made all the difference in my quilting. There's a lot of energy in the takeoff of a plane, and there's a lot of focus in the landing of a plane. But the rest of it is not very demanding at all. But if you're the kind of person who looks for patterns, there's a lot to see. Land, forms just the Grand Canyon, the way rivers cut through rock, all of that kind of informs quilting designs. And I use the difference with color and contrast and the way lines are developed to help inform my quilting. So when I first started quilting, like most beginning long armors, I was an edge-to-edge girl. So when I purchased my Handi quilter on the little foot frame, suddenly I had the ability to do the kind of detail work that I craved doing. I started choosing patterns that had lots of visible quilting space, lots of, they call it negative space or blank space. There's something wonderful in the word home. It just brings up images of safety, security, acceptance, love, and I truly love my home. I have my sewing studio that makes me feel like I'm in this perfect, warm, wonderful, supportive nest. When I was young, we did a lot of tent camping. And then as I got older and had my own kids, we did some car camping. I don't know if you want to call it energy, spirituality, but there's something absolutely wonderful about the breath you take when you're out in nature. It pulls away all of those other ties that kind of wrap you into a man-made world and lets you into a world that is so much bigger and so much brighter and so much fuller than anything we normally experience. I'm Sarah McNary. I'm a pilot, I'm a camper, and I quilt.